No, we don't say anything. And long and short of it is, I like Dave Ramsey. I think he has some wonderful advice for people. I just also think you need to sit down and actually really assess whether or not that advice is going to be the correct advice for you and your situation and what you are trying to build up and get going with, especially when it comes to business and everything. Because he got his whole thing with so like his whole story is that he was a real estate owner and he did it all on credit and loans and stuff, and then all of that came due and he went broke literally overnight, and then he
Ooh,
was able to like build pull himself out of that. But part of the reason why he was able to pull himself out of that is because he ended up creating multiple income streams and stuff. And he didn't have a ton of, he didn't have, he basically, he went all in on that business. It's not like someone like me who's got a side, like I've got my main job and then I got my side hustle, and
mm-mm.
I can't go all in on my side hustle and try and make that successful because I've got the main job. It's frustrating. It's like the other night I was up super late working on something for the hustle
You
because
poor guy with your golden handcuffs.
I mean they're so beautiful. I am ecstatic and excited because in the next couple of weeks we're going to be talking like upcoming year raises and stuff, and I'm just like,
Suffering through that.
ah, money. I'm
Right?
like Scrooge
That's
McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck. No, man, this is you worked hard throughout your whole career. You've done a lot of good choices. So
Eh, I've
this
done
is
mediocre choices.
you've well suffered through your mediocre choices with consistency and significant efforts.
Yeah, well, hopefully that will all end up turning into my side hustle, becoming my main hustle.
Right? I hope my side hustle becomes the main hustle one day.
The
Yeah, yeah.
irony
I, my side hustle, I think, might be my main hustle.
already.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Otherwise, I got this whole family thing on the side.
Well, that is your side hustle.
Yeah, yeah.
Family is side hustle.
Right, right. When my
uh,
wife hears that, I'm getting ass whooped.
oh, you are completely getting. Oh man, one of my friends, he actually is one of my a co-lead with my small group with me. He and his wife just had their first child.
Oh, congrats.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 5 weeks ago, nearly 5.5 weeks.
Woo, woo.
Okay, and he's still
Time to celebrate that 40th day.
they are still trying to figure out their routine and everything, which makes me laugh because I'm like, yeah, of course you are. You've got a new baby, you've got a newborn, and especially when
How
it's
old
your
is he?
first. My friend,
Yep.
31, 32.
Old man having a kid. Yep.
His wife is a little bit younger than him, so
That's helpful.
yeah. But it's funny because I bring that up and I laugh at it because we were talking about family and side hustles and all that and work and all that stuff. And he was talking about coming to the small group recently, and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to be there." And then 10 minutes before, he's like, "No, I can't."
Yeah, no, I can't.
And he messages me later saying, "Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I got home and the baby was just completely inconsolable, and I didn't feel like I could leave my wife like that."
Oh yeah, if the baby's having colics, poor guy.
I have no idea if that is a normal, consistent thing for them with their baby because, well, some are like that, some are not.
Yeah, some
Um,
babies pain in the ass and ugly.
It's
Some
well,
sweet and cute.
no, 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 no. I maintain that all babies when they are first born, within the first week, they are ugly. They are
I mean,
ugly
they kind of
babies.
is, right? But
It's
he's in fifth week, so
Yeah. Now
it's
now
outside
she's
of
at the
the
cute stage.
organically ugly stage. Yep,
She's at the cute stage.
probably.
Um, so it's one of those, like, dude, I get it, don't worry. But I was also kind of laughing. I'm like, okay, this is your first baby. you,
Yep.
you probably could have left and you probably would have been all right, because I guarantee, because what's going to happen is that they're going to go through all of this with their first baby. They already know that they want to have another, so they're going to have another kid,
Yep.
and I'm going to laugh because this exact situation is going to come up again, and he's just going to walk out the door and not feel guilty about it at all, because that's usually what happens with the second baby.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Mm. Now, it could be that some babies are colicky at this stage,
Yes, yes,
and
I
if it's a
was.
colicky baby, oh shit, I can imagine. So if it's a colicky baby,
Ouch.
it's hard. I was teasing with love.
Do you smell that burn?
Uh huh. Yeah, right. You felt that one, right?
Third degree right there.
Yeah, yeah. What are friends for, right? With friends like me.
Who needs enemies?
Yes, yes, sir. So the but yeah. So if it's colicky, yeah, yeah, probably the mother does need some help because it's a
Oh yeah.
tiring thing. It only
Well,
lasts for
especially
like 6 months.
in the grand scheme of things, not really that much. But and especially when the mother is still in the stay-at-home stage, where she's like been at home with the baby
Uh
all
huh.
day, and the baby's been acting like that all day. Like,
Yep.
seriously, you gotta stay home.
Enjoy it. He's an old man having the baby. He should
30,
be
not
mature enough
40.
to chill out. 30 is not a spring chicken. He's all grown
Not with
up.
babies, you're right. Well, so there's this account that I ran into on Instagram. I've run into her a couple of times on Instagram. She and her husband, she got married to her husband at 17 and he was like 19 or something.
Uh huh.
And I'm like, dang, that's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that's great. That's great. And then,
And
those 20s, those are the years to have those kids.
that's true.
It's like you're still young, got the full energy. At 30, you got the mature. You start getting maturity. You should be having some maturity behind
Should.
your jacket, right?
Yeah, you should, but not always.
Not always. Not always. Still, an old immature child, man,
Man child.
or man child, right?
Man child.
That's it. So yeah, yeah. He's
Man
mature. You should just
child.
love on the baby. He can appreciate it even if it's sick at this point.
I
Pain in the
just
butt. He needs attention. That's what
spend
he made it
time.
for.
Made it. Yeah. No, I look at that. I'm like, I want that.
Yeah, right. Well, it's a two-step process. Find
No.
right or wrong woman,
No, 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 no,
do
no,
the
no,
deed,
no, no,
and
no,
then
no, no, no,
suffer
no,
the
no,
rewards
no,
or consequences.
no, 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 no. We ain't doing that. Find the right woman, get married, do the deed, suffer the consequences.
It sounds too biblical.
It is biblical. It's
Boring.
not just biblical. It's also there's what is it?
There
The
are some people
Brookings
that say there'd
Institute.
be a lot less prisons if this was the general model.
Yeah, I was going to say the Brookings Institute came out years ago, and I think it still holds, with a study that says in order for you to be successful in life, all you need to do is graduate from high school, get married,
Stay married.
get married, and then have kids. It's like and it's in that specific order of
Okay.
events. If you don't graduate high school, your chances of success are far lower. If you have a baby before getting married, again, your chances of success are far lower. All that stuff. So
Yep.
like it's a pretty. There's one more condition that needs to be fulfilled, and I forget what it is.
I think it's
So,
stay married.
well, I mean, that should definitely be that. I
Well,
mean,
no, that's. I mean, we're talking about studies, right? I've seen similar studies. I'm not sure if it's the same one, and it's the same
probably
process.
similar.
And if the the people that don't stay married, like follow similar process but don't stay married, are significantly less successful.
Here it is. Oh, come on. It's not coming in. It's fuzzy.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear.
There we go. No, it's 3 steps. Hmm.
Okay, read the steps.
Okay, that's not correct.
Not that
Uh,
you're judging.
no. It's get at least a high school degree, get a full time job, get married before having children.
Okay,
That's how it works.
yeah, I tease my kids about learning to provide before they
That's a good point.
get married. To try to get married and to learn how to provide through that process is stressful.
Yep. Yep. Agreed.
Unless you have, I guess, significant support from the parents.
Yeah, that's another big one. You because if you don't have, or if you do all of that and you don't have the support from the parents, it's pretty shitty.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you shouldn't like I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I think you
I guess what?
should plan to support that for your children.
Yes.
Right? It's one thing to rely on it, but it's another thing to say, yeah, this is my plan. Do this. Learn to support the wife. Get the wife. Have the family.
Yeah.
Be prepared to support the children that's produced. And there's
Yep.
variations on that. I don't necessarily think that send them to college
Yeah.
has to be part of that, but I think skill building and support of the grandchildren should be part of it.
That's the thing with. So again, going back to Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey's baby steps. One of the baby steps is start saving for your children's college.
Mm-hmm.
And I have gripes with that in the sense of
You don't
I
like college.
don't what?
Your love for college.
Yeah, that's part of it. I do not like college. I are these days, especially many of the current institutions. They're all they're pretty bad when you look at it. And so this really wonderful video reaction thing that Brett Cooper did recently. I don't know if you watch on the regular, but she did a reaction video to this thing. It's like comparing intelligence and things like that. And within the group of people, they had one guy who was a high school graduate and went straight into the Marines.
Mm-hmm.
And they had other people who had like graduate degrees or just regular bachelor degrees. And
Mm-hmm.
then they had this one person who uh, had a doctorate and everything, a PhD.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, like the whole thing was insane because they were all shitting on the Marine, and the Marine was just taking it. He's like, okay, whatever, I don't care. You that and like one of the most hilarious aspects about the whole thing was like where they were defining intelligence as or a part of intelligence as emotional intelligence,
Right.
I
He's like,
and I'm just like you guys don't understand. They basically were shitting on him, and at one point they were saying, "Oh, you don't have good emotional intelligence," and it's like,
He's
Actually,
just kind of
no.
laughing.
I'm sitting there watching this whole thing, and people in the comments like point out, no, he actually has really good emotional intelligence. He's not sitting there like trying like getting angry or upset because you guys are like telling him he's dumb. He's just taking it. Like
Right?
that's
Yeah.
extremely good emotional intelligence. And then at the very end, they take an IQ test, and he scores pretty well on the IQ test.
Bro.
it is it's hilarious. Let me see if let me pull that up real quick, and I'll send it to you. You need to
Yeah,
spend
I'll check that out later. That'd be fun.
a few minutes watching it, especially like towards the end.
Yeah, I'm a fan of our Marines.
Oh, dude, they're you know the whole
Even the
crayon
smart
thing.
ones.
You know the whole you know the whole crayon thing. Like, oh, Marines just love eating crayons, right? Right?
I did I don't remember that one. I should know that.
Oh, it's a meme online, and you'll see people who um you'll see video like short form videos of people of Marines making jokes. They go to Walmart and they're at back to school time and they're
Chewing a crayon.
walking. Yeah, like they're chewing crayons, or they're walking by the whole thing and they just like take these big old boxes of crayons off and they're making comments about, oh, this should be good for the whole platoon, things like
This is
that.
my favorite flavor.
Yes, yeah,
Okay, yeah, yeah, people deserve that. That's great.
it's good, it's good. But anyway, like some of them are that dumb where you're just like, okay, dude, how many crayons did you eat today? And then you get some Marines who are just be like super intelligent, and those are the ones where you're just like, whew, okay, gotta be careful with you.
Yeah, right, right. Like,
uh,
like you're funny.
mm-hmm. So yeah, you really should watch that.
Yeah,
It
I'll
is
check it
hilarious
out.
because a lot of it is it used to be that people knew military members of the military,
Yep.
but now, especially in the U.S., the like it used to be something like 1 in 100 people knew someone in the military. Now it's like 1 in 5,000.
Is it really so low? I
It is so
last I heard
it's
they have a
become
real
bad.
hard time meeting or we're unable to meet recruitment.
No, yeah, none of them except the Marines are the only ones who can meet recruitment right now. None of the others can. And another part of the problem is that the U.S.'s obesity rate is so high that even though they get people who want to join the military, like their physical fitness and their obesity make it so that they cannot meet the standards for entering into the service, the physical standards for entering the service.
I think standards for the military are overrated.
I don't know.
Totally overrated. Really, all the military should do is give you benefits and help your transition into the right proper gender where God messed it up. I think Father Biden is the proper authority for correcting the issue.
I'm clipping that and putting it out there.
I'm gonna have so many fans on both sides of the
We
aisle.
are a progressive podcast.
Yes, I am very liberal.
Liberal. You are far left.
Right?
Oh, oh my gosh. And I'm just sitting here thinking, it's funny, like we're talking about all that stuff, and it kind of made me laugh where so the whole I don't want to dive into it because we could definitely spend an hour talking about it. The whole Russia Ukraine thing.
Hmm.
One of my friends who's he works for the government in the military, and he used to be like pretty strong pro Ukraine, everything, all that, blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah,
And
I
then
am too.
one day we were talking, he was like, "Yeah, this whole Ukraine thing, I don't get it." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, no, I don't want to enter into this. I don't want to talk to you about this." And then he he made the whole thing like, or a comment of, yeah, Ukraine really stepped their foot in it, and we kind of forced them to because we were the ones who pushed them to break these accords and all that stuff. And I'm like,
Uh-huh. They could
yes.
have had it easy, but no, we fixed that.
It made me laugh because it was one of those things where I'm like, now you understand the complexity of the situation and
Right.
why picking a side just to pick a side is not correct.